all of these pets are absolutely very strong, and it's one of those things that as an enthusiast of the game, I don't want to ever call myself an expert, but the easy answer is, which pet to level, what is the best pet, which pet should I do?
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
So I thought that I would take this opportunity, and I haven't done this in a while, talk about the best pets, how to level the pets, and then the best pet. I'm going to talk about how to level your pets first, and then we're going to talk about the best pet at the end. We're going to start with Oliver. I'm not going to go through every pet individually. I'm just going to grab Oliver as an example, as a use case. Okay, so every pet has a gray ability. This is an activated ability. It gains energy just like a hero or a Titan would. You use it. And the green ability is a non-controllable skill, very much like the green, blue, and violet skills that heroes have. This just happens when it happens. And then the violet ability, which is unlocked whenever Oliver is brought up to violet or higher color ranking, is the ability that is applied as a 5th skill to a hero if you apply Oliver to a hero. Now, there are 2 important breakpoints to pay attention to whenever you're leveling a pet. Any pet, not Oliver, not specifically Biscuit, any pet. The best pet, actually, let's go over here to King Biscuit because penguins are the coolest. There are 2 things. The first thing that you need to know is you can patron a pet to a hero at blue color rank, all right? This will give them the bonus stats of magic attack and armor, or for Axel's case, magic attack and armor, or for Oliver's case, health and armor, for Kane's case, dodge and physical attack, and so on and so forth. So, getting all of your pets to blue to give the applicable heroes a nice stat boost is fantastic. Okay, getting your pets to blue color rank is a low effort ability. You do have, what is it, 9 pets here, about to be 10 pets. Leveling all of them to blue color rank will take a while. Leveling any pet will take a while, just like leveling up any hero or team of heroes, right? But it is important to note that it isn't until the violet color rank of a pet that they become able to use the skill. Okay, that they can use the skill that they apply to a hero. So, one strategy, level all of your pets to blue color rank, and then continue on with one pet as the team pet, and level up the important patron pets for your team, such as, we'll talk about that in just a second. Now, how do you level them specifically on a more specific, unique level? You can see that there are 2 distinct sides. There's a left and a right side, two sides, right? The gems on the left provide skill power and magic penetration for Oliver, okay? This provides skill power and magic penetration for Oliver. This does not provide magic penetration for a hero. This provides skill power for Oliver, skill power, magic penetration for Oliver, okay? The right side, this provides patronage power, patronage power, patronage power, and this is echoed through all pets. The right side provides patronage power, the left side provides skill power. All right, what's the difference? Well, patronage power modifies the ability when a pet is applied to a specific hero. All right, whenever you apply your Biscuit to Maya or Judge or Iris or Celeste in order to use this ability, the strength of this ability is based on the gems on the right side. Okay, the gems on the right side, right? If you're using a pet as a team pet, right, and taking advantage of Icy Storm in the case of Biscuit, these skills are modified by the gems on the left side, right? So you have to ask yourself, what pets do my heroes need specifically? If my 5 heroes specifically needs Biscuit, Oliver, Albus, Axel, and Albus, that's 4, whatever, then you need to make sure that you're leveling the patronage power side of these heroes. You got to ask yourself, how many of these pets am I going to be using as a team pet? Am I using Albus as a team pet? Am I using Oliver ever as a team pet? Am I using Kane as a team pet? Then those left side gems are the ones you need to pay attention to. Seems very straightforward, but here is where you can use a little strategy with this, all right? Take a look at my Albus. Take a look at my Albus here. My Albus has the right side completely maxed out, okay? Albus Violet rank +3. He cannot promote any higher. I am not wasting any effort. Well, I've wasted a little bit of effort. I'm not wasting any effort on this left side because I know that I don't use Albus as a team pet that often. I use Albus as a team pet for low ranking Osh fights. Osh level 150 and below. Eventually, I will use Albus as a team pet versus Osh 160 when my main team is strong enough to handle dealing with Osh 160 and I don't need Axel. All right. Axel, I am leveling the left side. I'm using Axel as a team pet all the time in Arena, in Grand Arena, in Clash of Worlds, in Guild Wars, and in the City of Asgard Osh fights. So because I'm using Axel as a team pet frequently, I have to level both sides. I'm using Axel patroned to a hero, and I'm also using Axel frequently as a team pet. All right. Same thing could be said for Oliver and probably Kane and definitely Chorus, but not nearly as important as some of the other heroes. And this is all going to vary based on the team composition that you build, right? Team compositions is going to vary. Some of you is going to want Merlin. Some of you are going to want Kane primarily as a team pet. I am a firm believer in 1 to 2 specific pets that I believe are the best pets to level up, but it doesn't apply to everybody. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. So one strategy, level all the pets to blue rank and then work on your primary pets. Another strategy, only work on the primary pet that is both a good single hero pet as well as a team pet, of which there are not many, right? I tend to favor the single pet strategy because eventually you will get them all there, and this is a slow game. Just having more stats on a hero is nice, but it doesn't really help until you get that pet into the violet ranks where you get that 5th skill on a hero. So you got to think about a team. What pets do my team need? What pets does my team need the most? Well, in my opinion, the best pet for leveling for the average player is going to be Axel. Okay, it's going to be Axel for a couple of reasons. Axel's ability to mitigate damage and provide a little bit of healing. Bonus healing to heroes that are getting healing. And his effectiveness in basically every activity in the game, with the exception of Titan fighting, I guess, pushes Axel to the top of, I wouldn't say he's the best 100% of the time, but for the average player, Axel is a great choice for you to level. I think Oliver kind of falls in the same camp. I think Oliver is almost required as a tank pet, as a survivability pet for Sebastian and Iris and an assortment of other heroes. And Oliver also is a fantastic choice as a team pet in many activities in the game, but not all activities. Axel is the only pet that is good in all aspects of the game, all the time. Okay? Albus is good in the right teams, especially good in the right teams in the City of Asgard, but there's a huge gap where you're not able to stay alive, so you have to have Axel. Once you can stay alive, then you can use Albus, right? There's that gap there. You have to get past a certain point with your hero team to be able to use Albus, and then your team jumps to the next level, right? Let's say you're fighting the 130 boss, you're struggling, you use Axel to stay alive, you're struggling. Finally, your team is good enough to defeat the 130 boss and not take too much damage that you die. But then your guild decides to move to the level 140 boss, so now you got to use Axel again, right, to stay alive. Mini tanks do better with Biscuit? Yes, that's true. That is true. Mini tanks do better with Biscuit. So I think that all of the pets have their place. I think the most important pets are Axel and Albus, but not as good. I think Oliver is way high up there. I think Biscuit is important, but not too important. Though, to Raven's point, you can use him as a tank pet. You can use him for his damage mitigation stats, right? The magic attack and the armor bonus there. Often you need to have squishier heroes behind your tank to use Oliver and Axel, so that leaves Biscuit. And in my opinion, that's really the only reason why, or if you're trying to do a more offensive situation with a tank. But I don't think that you need to level up Biscuit too high. I think the more important thing is just the fact that he exists. The fact that he has the Violet skill so that he can strip Ode to Serenity, I think is the biggest thing for him. If you put Biscuit on Aurora, if you put Biscuit on Corvus, on some levels Astaroth and Cleaver and Rufus, sure. I can see all that. I can see him being useful, but I don't think he's as useful as a tank pet. Biscuit as a team pet is good to counter. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you don't need him leveled up too high, right? You don't need him leveled up too high. And I think that Kayn is the choice pet if you are building a dodge team. If you're building an Aurora dodge team, if you're building an Aurora team really at all, if you're building a Dante team, if you're building a Qing Mao team, if you're building an Elmir team, I think Kayn is an amazing pet choice. But he's not the choice for everybody. Kayn is a low quality pet for me in my account because I don't have a ton of dodge stuff. So Kayn is a low quality pet. That doesn't make him a bad pet. I think the lowest quality pets to level, and again, I want to be very clear with this statement, all of the pets have incredible use cases. They're all a huge amount of stats added to a hero or to a team. They add a 5th skill to heroes. Some of them are just insane. But I think the lowest quality pets are Merlin, Fenris, and Mara. Merlin, Fenris, and Mara, incredible pets. Mara extending the duration of control effects on your Arachne, extending the duration of control effects on your waifu Lian, on a ton of crowd control heroes. Absolutely amazing pet. Not necessary, not one of the best pets in the game. I think the bonus damage and the speed up that Merlin gives you is amazing, but again, I don't think that you have to have, I don't think that Merlin can be considered a best pet option for just about any team. And the same thing can be said for Fenris. Doing the bonus damage when the enemy team is blinded. Sorry, this one right here. Blinded enemies take extra damage when taking physical damage. This is incredible, but there's too many armor artifacts. Corvus is more offensive with Biscuit and offensive with Albus. Oliver makes him bad in my experience. Corvus hits a lot at once, so it makes Biscuit a bit better overall. Fenris is a great patron for marksman. Oh, absolutely. All of these pets are absolutely very strong, and it's one of those things that as an enthusiast of the game, I don't want to ever call myself an expert, but the easy answer is, which pet to level, what is the best pet, which pet should I do? The answer is all of them. They're all good pets. They're all necessary. I use all of these pets all the time. Clash of Worlds, you need a ton of pets leveled up. Grand Arena, you need a ton of pets leveled up. Some heroes cannot function without their pet. Some teams cannot function unless they have a specific pet. It's just the truth. Now, what is the new pet going to be? No idea. I don't have any information on the new pet. New pet's going to be here in, I don't know, September, I think. I don't know. Fenris' team pet is good against many Rufus teams and adventures. Sure. Fenris can be team pet in control heavy teams, and that's really it. I used to use Fenris a lot with Kark to try to push the extra damage through whenever I couldn't finish off teams with Tank plus Martha. Who's the best pet? The pet that I think that everybody should level, I think half of them. I think half of them are pets that you'll use constantly. I think the entire roster of pets, because of how the game is structured with Clash of Worlds and Grand Arena, if you plan to be a long-term player in this game, you have to level them all.